So you see, when a person listens to the Dhamma with eager ears, directing his whole mind to it, this is what is meant by focused attention, yoniso manasikara. And when a person is concentrated like that, listening to the Dhamma with his whole mind, because his mind is concentrated, the five hindrances are not there. For that moment, for example, you listen to the Dhamma for 1 hour, and you put your whole attention for that 1 hour. For that 1 hour, your five hindrances are not there. And you can understand the Dhamma because you also have the 7 bojjhangas, factors of enlightenment. So you can see why so many people listen to the Dhamma and attain stream entry. We find in the suttas and the Vinaya, at one time the Buddha talked to 80,000 people and all of them attained stream entry. Another time 120,000 people all attained stream entry. Another time the Buddha spoke to 1,000 jatilas, matted hair ascetics, and the Buddha went to them because they cultivated jhana. Just listening to one sutta, 1,000 of them became arahants. That's because they had the 4 jhanas. So you see, most of the time people attain paths and fruits is by listening to the Dhamma. In the Sarakani Sutta, Samyutta Nikaya 55.24, there was a man called Sarakani who used to drink liquor, and then he passed away. And then they asked the Buddha where he has gone for rebirth, and the Buddha said he had attained Sotapanna, gone for a good rebirth. And some people did not believe. They said he can't even control his 5 precepts, how can he be a Sotapanna? And the Buddha said, why not? He has been following the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, listening to the Buddha for a long time. And then the Buddha made a very interesting statement. The Buddha said, even if these great sala trees, Mahanama, could understand what is well spoken and what is badly spoken, then I would declare these great sala trees to be Sotapannas, stream winners. So here the Buddha says, if the trees can understand, then they can be Sotapanna. Then the Buddha said, how much more than Sarakani the Sakyan? So from here you can see it's quite clear that if you can understand the Buddha's words, then you can attain stream entry. So this understanding is attaining the vision of the Dhamma, Dhamma Chakku. And vision of the Dhamma means seeing the Dhamma with the eye of wisdom. It is not seeing with the physical eye or seeing with the heavenly eye, but it is seeing with the eye of wisdom. And that means understanding impermanence, understanding suffering, understanding the cause of suffering is craving and attachment. And this arises because of the self-view, bhava, taking the body and mind to be I or mine. So the understanding is the most important part. Now in the suttas, it is said that to understand, you need to see things as they clearly are, as they really are. And the condition to see things as they really are is a focused mind. It's just like your camera. If your camera is not focused, you take a photo, it is blurred. So our mind is also like that. If our mind is not focused, we see or we hear, it's blurred. It's not the real thing. It's just like if I put dark glasses on you and I ask you a yellow color, what is this color? Because you use dark glasses, you swear it's orange. But when I take off your dark glasses and then you see it's yellow. So these 5 hindrances make us blurred. Blur. So in the Majjhima Nikaya 108, they said that the type of meditation praised by the Buddha is the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So why is it that these jhanas are praised by the Buddha? Because when we practice samatha meditation, we train the mind to focus. And this is very important. When you train your mind to focus, Firstly, you get rid of the 5 hindrances. Secondly, when you listen to the Dhamma, you are able to focus your mind. And then you get a clear picture, seeing things as they really are. And this, just now we said about the listening to the Dhamma with eager ears, with the whole mind, the 5 hindrances are not there. That is a short term getting rid of the 5 hindrances. And then the Majjhima Nikaya 68 says, while he still does not attain to the, basically it says that while he still does not attain to the first jhana or higher jhanas, the hindrances invade his mind and remain. But when he has attained to the first jhana or higher jhanas, the hindrances no longer invade his mind and remain. So when a person attains the jhanas, the hindrances are eliminated long term, not permanently, but long term. So if a person continues to meditate, the hindrances will be there. You must know these hindrances are not the 5 things: sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and doubt. These 5 things are not called the 5 hindrances. They are called the 5 hindrances when they are very strong and they obsess your mind frequently. Then only they are called the 5 hindrances. So it means even a person has attained the jhanas, he still has sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor and all that, but they are under control. So because they are under control, the Buddha says the hindrances are eliminated because it's no more hindrance. So the stronger the hindrances, the lesser the wisdom. The weaker the hindrances, the greater the wisdom. So you find one of the practices the monks are advised to practice is Jagarya Nu Yoga, becoming a Jaga. A Jaga is a watchman. That means watchman at night cannot sleep, He has to Jaga. Daytime cannot sleep, night time also cannot sleep. That's how the Buddha's disciples practice. Because they keep practicing like that, after a while, 24 hours they are awake. And that's how they become Arahants. Because the Arahant is awake 24 hours a day. In the Anguttara Nikaya 3.86, it is said that the Sotapanna and Sakadagamin have perfect Sila. The Anagamin, the third fruit, has perfect Sila and perfect Samadhi. And the Arahant has perfect Sila, Samadhi and Panya. The second factor, perfect Samadhi, is the 4 jhanas. So the Anagamin and the Arahant must have 4 jhanas. But the Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, first and second fruit, does not need the 4 jhanas. And the difference between the Sotapanna and the Sakadagamin, and I think I explained in the talk on the Sutta Guide, is that the Sotapanna does not need any jhana, but the Sakadagamin needs either the first, second or the third jhana. In the Anguttara Nikaya 9.36, the Buddha said, "Truly I say, monks, asava destruction, that means arahanthood, depends on the first jhana, depends on the second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana." So to become enlightened, to become an arahant, the precondition is the 4 jhanas. Without the 4 jhanas, there's no hope of becoming an arahant. So the Sotapanna, the first fruit, normally a person attains stream entry first, attains the first path, and then he keeps practicing, the path will turn to fruit. And in the Samyutta Nikaya 25.1, it is said that there are 2 types of persons who have attained the first path. One is called the faith follower, another one is called the Dhamma follower. And the faith follower is one who listens to the Dhamma, and after that he has faith. And the Dhamma follower is a person who listens to the Dhamma, and after that he accepts. There is a reflective acceptance of that Dhamma. That means he understands the Dhamma. Both of them they understand the Dhamma and they attain the vision of the Dhamma, and so they have become Arya. And it is said in the Bojjhanga Samyutta, one sutta, I think 46.3, that after a person listens to the Dhamma and understands and attains vision of the Dhamma, he will practice seclusion, bodily secluded and mentally secluded. What does that mean? It means once you become an Arya, you will dissociate yourself from society. You understand the danger of samsara, that if you are not careful, you can be reborn as a ghost, as an animal, or in hell. And you are no more interested in the pleasures of the world. Then you know that time is very short, time is very precious. Then you want to devote all your time to the two main practice or the three main practice. One is listening to the Dhamma, the 5 Nikayas or 4 Nikayas. Second one is to meditate, to train your mind to focus. The third one is Vipassana. Vipassana is something that you practice every day, and it's basically the 6th and the 7th factor of the Aryan Eightfold Path. Right effort and right mindfulness. Because Vipassana is contemplation. In Chinese, the cultivation of the spiritual path is called Xiu Xing, Xiu Heng. Xiu Xing is Xiu Xing Wei. Change our Xing Wei, our conduct, our character. And for that, we have to constantly look inwards. Look inwards. Look at what? Look at our mind. Look at our thoughts. Look at our feelings. So if anger arises, you quickly must know, I have a lot of anger. If lust arises, you must know you have lust. If you have greed rising, you must know you have greed. If you look down on somebody, you're arrogant, also you must know. Because only when you realize your faults, then you can change. If you don't realize your faults, you can never change. There's some people, you try to help them, you try to tell them their fault, they get angry. Why? Because they never practice snake one, never look inside. So they think they are perfect. So when you try to help them, tell them their fault, they will not admit. If they don't admit, they cannot change. They cannot improve. That's as good as a dead man. If you live another 80 years also, you're wasting your life if you don't improve. Yeah. So these three things are important. Listening to the Dhamma, the Nikayas, the suttas, practicing meditation to focus your mind. Otherwise, we have a very scattered mind. And then continually see your faults and change. Now, in the Samyutta Nikaya 55.5, it is said that there are 4 conditions to attain stream entry. First path to become an Arya. First one is association with true men. And basically here, the true man refers to somebody who knows the true Dhamma. The second condition is listening to the true Dhamma. When you associate with the true man, you will get the opportunity to learn the true Dhamma. The third is focused attention. The fourth is practice of the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. And this I mentioned in the Sutta Guide talk, is practicing the 7 factors of the Aryan Eightfold Path. And then in the Sutta 55.40, Samyutta Nikaya, the Buddha said, if you don't have these 4 factors for stream entry, Sotapati Yangani, you are not a Buddhist. You are Bahiro. Bahiro is an external sect follower, outsider. So if you are really a Buddhist, you must associate with the true man. You must listen to the 4 Nikayas or 5 Nikayas. Then you must have focused attention when you listen. And then you practice the Dhamma, the 7 factors of the Aryan Eightfold Path. Meaning, basically, you get right view. And then you keep your sila, you have good sila. And then you always contemplate your fault and change your character. The Buddha said, if you want to go to heaven, have a heavenly rebirth, your character now must be of a heavenly being. If you are not with the character of a heavenly being, you have no chance to go to heaven. So the Buddha's Dhamma, the Buddha said, is sanditiko, can be seen now. If you practice according to the Buddha's instructions, you can see the result now. Unlike during the Buddha's time, these Brahmins used to come and argue with the Buddha, and they said their teachers show them the way to rebirth with Brahma. Brahma for them is God. So the Buddha asked them, have you seen Brahma? They said no. Has your teacher seen Brahma? No. Has your teacher's teacher seen Brahma? No. And the Buddha said, you're like a file of blind men, one leading the other. Nobody has seen Brahma, and yet you claim to be able to see Brahma. Then the Buddha asked him, your teacher and your teacher's teacher, do they have a wife and children? They said yes. Does Brahma have a wife and children? He said no. Does your teacher have a property, wealth and all that? He said yes. Does Brahma have wealth and property and all that? No. Does your teacher get angry? He said yes. Does Brahma get angry? No. So the Buddha said, your teacher and your teacher's teacher is so unlike Brahma, how can they be reborn as Brahma? No chance. But the Buddha's teaching is that we practice, we get the result now. Don't have to wait for the rebirth. You want to be a heavenly being, you practice until you become a heavenly being now. And you will be very happy, just like a heavenly being. Now once you attain stream entry, after some time, the same lifetime, it becomes fruit. And when you become fruit, you are a sotapanna, you have a few characteristics. First one, the 4 characteristics of a sotapanna is unshakable faith in the Buddha, unshakable faith in the Dhamma, unshakable faith in the Sangha, and you have the Aryan precepts. Aryan precepts refers to 7 precepts. It refers to right speech, right action, and right livelihood. That means 3 bodily precepts. You don't kill, you don't take what is not given to you, and you don't have sexual misconduct. And then the 4 speech is you don't lie, you don't engage in divisive speech, you don't divide people by your talk, and then you don't speak coarse words, rough words, and you don't engage in idle gossip. So these 7 precepts is the Aryan precepts. So this is the first 4 characteristics of a sotapanna. Secondly, the sotapanna has eliminated 3 factors. These factors are things that bind us to samsara, tie us to samsara. That's why they are called factors. So a sotapanna has eliminated sakkaya ditthi. Sakkaya ditthi is taking the body and the mind to be the self, I and mine. And then he has eliminated doubt about the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And thirdly, he has eliminated sila bhatta paramasa, is attachment to sila, precepts or rules, and vata. Vata is religious observances, religious duties, religious practices. So these are the 3 factors he has eliminated. And thirdly, a sotapanna is freed from the woeful planes of rebirth, will never ever again be reborn in the 3 woeful planes. And fourthly, he has a maximum of 7 more lives before entering Nibbana. And then he will only be reborn as a human being or a heavenly being. And it doesn't matter whether heavenly being or human being, you will have immeasurable blessings, a lot of blessings. Ayu Vano Sukang Balang. Ayu is long life. Vano is beauty. Sukang is happy, very happy. Balang is power, authority. So if you're born as a human being, you might become either prince or a CEO or something. If you're born as a deva, be a deva raja. So now there's one sutta 56.51 in the Sangyutta Nikaya. Once the Buddha took up a little bit of soil on the fingertips, on the nails, and asked his disciples, "You see the soil on my hand? How is it compared to the soil on the whole earth? Is it a lot?" And they said, "The sand, the earth on your nail is so little compared to the whole earth. It's not 1/16. It's not even a fraction of the whole earth in the world." So the Buddha said, in the same way, once a person has become an Arya, has become a Sotapanna, the suffering that is left is so little, like on the fingernail. But if you have not attained Sotapanna, you have not become an Arya, the suffering for you is like so much immeasurable. Why? Because you continue on the round of rebirths forever and ever. So it's very important that you get out of samsara. Otherwise, guarantee you will become a ghost innumerable times. Guarantee you become an animal and go to hell countless times. So we are only afraid of samsara because of these three woeful planes. If not for these three woeful planes, we can take a slow boat through samsara, enjoy life. That's enough. So you want to be an Arya so that you don't suffer. So for the others, Sakadagamin, Anagamin and Arahan, I think I won't talk too much because most of it is in the Sutta Guide. Sakadagamin basically, the second fruit person, he needs the first or the second or the third jhana to attain Sakadagamin. And then Sakadagamin has destroyed the three factors, Sakaya Ditti, Vichikicha, doubt, Silabbata Paramasa, and has reduced greed, hatred and delusion. And this Sakadagamin will be reborn in heaven. And then he comes back to the human rebirth one last time, just like our Buddha Gautama. I believe our Buddha Gautama was a Sakadagamin, was reborn into Sita heaven after becoming a monk under the Buddha Kassapa, came back as Siddhartha Gautama and renounced. He doesn't understand also why he has to renounce. He has a young, beautiful wife, the son just born, parents are so rich. There's no reason for him to see suffering. But once you become an Arya, there's something inside you that is on autopilot. You will go that way yourself. You don't know why yourself. You just have to go that way. So I can imagine now Buddha Gautama, he left the home, stay under the tree. When it rains, he has to get all wet and all that. And when he thinks of his home, probably the tears will come down. But it cannot be helped. He has to go that way. So now for an Anagamin needs the 4 Rupa jhanas at least. And an Anagamin has destroyed 5 lower factors. The Sakaya Ditti, Vichikicha, Silabbata Paramasa plus 2 more. Sensual desire and ill will. Once, you see, an Anagamin has attained the 4th jhana. Once a person has attained the 4th jhana, he is said to be passionless because he does not have sensual desire and ill will. Even external ascetics, they can attain the 4th jhana. And the Buddha says, when external ascetics have become passionless, they have attained the 4th jhana. If you give offerings to them, the merit is very great. It's multiplied 100,000 times, 100,000 times. So much. And then This Anagamin is a non-returner. He will not come back to the human rebirth again. He will be in the Suddhavasa heavens, pure abodes. From there he will enter Nibbana. These pure abodes, this heaven, no other beings are reborn there. Only the Anagamins are reborn there. So these Anagamins, they do not attain Arahanthood. They just enter Nibbana. There are 5 types of them. Then the Arahant must have the 4 jhanas. It is said in the Anguttara Nikaya 9.44 that there are 2 types of Arahant. One liberated by wisdom and the other one 2 ways liberated. These 2 ways liberated means liberated by wisdom and liberated by mind. That's why it's called 2 ways liberated. And this sutta says that both of them have attained the Rupa jhanas or Arupa jhanas or cessation of perception and feeling and understands with wisdom. So from this sutta you find even liberated by wisdom also you need the 4 jhanas. The Arahant has destroyed 10 fetters. And because he has no more self, he does not create karma anymore. And then when he passes away, the 6th consciousness goes out like a flame. And there's no more rebirth because the 6th consciousness have passed out. The 6th consciousness creates the world. If there's no 6th consciousness, there's no world. So to summarize, when we want to understand the 4 AriyanTruths, we must start with Sila and right view. And right view is listening to the true Dhamma with focused attention. So we listen to the Nikayas and we meditate and we practice Vipassana, Nikwan, contemplating our unwholesome states of mind. It is said in Anguttara Nikaya 5.26, there are 5 occasions of liberation. When you listen to the Dhamma, when you are teaching the Dhamma, when you are repeating the Dhamma, when you are reflecting on the Dhamma and during meditation. But most of the time, you find in the Suttas and the Vinaya, most people attain paths and fruits from listening to the Dhamma. There's one sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya 56.48. The Buddha gave a simile of a blind turtle. There's a blind turtle in the ocean. Once in every 100 years, it comes up to breathe. Only once. And then it goes down. After 100 years, it comes up again. But this turtle is blind. And there is a piece of wood, a yoke, with a hole in it in the ocean that is being wafted here and there by the winds. What is the possibility of this turtle coming up and putting his head through that yoke? It's almost impossible. Even if he's not blind also, it's almost impossible. Ocean is so big. How to find the yoke? So the Buddha said in the same way, the chances of getting 3 things together is so difficult like that. First, to have a human body. And then at the same time that you have a human body, the true Dhamma is still in the world at the same time. And the third condition, the third factor, you have a chance to listen to the Dhamma. These 3 conditions coming together is very, very rare. You see, like now in the world, there are so many people in the world. How many of them get a chance to listen to the true Dhamma? Very few. And in this world now, there are a lot of ghosts, a lot of animals. Yeah, the true Dhamma is here, but they have no chance to listen. And then there are some Buddhists. They come to the Buddhism, but they are not interested in the suttas. So it's a very, very pitiful thing. Why? Because before the Buddha spoke these suttas, there were ascetics who practiced until they attained psychic powers. But you cannot find a Sotapanna, cannot find a single Arya until the Buddha spoke the suttas. Then only you find hundreds and thousands of Aryans. So listening to the Dhamma is so important. The Buddha calls his disciples Savakas, listeners or hearers. If you are not a listener to the Buddha's discourses, you are not a Buddhist, you are a Bahiro, outsider. That's what the Buddha says. Okay, I'll stop here.